Ta-da! Garden update number 4 or 5. Look how gigantic my zucchini is. It's gigantic. It fills up the entire picture frame. There's a cat. Do you see the cat? When he comes over here, I'm going to hit him with a rock. Anyway, look how big my zucchini is. It's gigantic. Let's zoom in on that other one. Right? Or not zoom in because I don't have no zoom, but look at that zucchini. It's growing right there. It's a courgette. I don't know. Zucchini. It's growing. I'm going to eat that. Look how big this leaf is. Look how big my hand is. And look how big the leaf is. It's bigger than my hand, and I have all my fingers spread out. It's bigger than that. It's gigantic. You could probably wrap a baby in one of those leaves. Here's my watermelons. They're starting to vine out all over the place. One of them had a flower yesterday, but I kind of put a big gigantic drop of water in the flower. And I think that's why it didn't get pollinated, because there's a giant drop of water in there. So, oops, I'll have to wait for the next flower. Here are the beets, which are really big now. Some of them are dying, some of them are not. I don't know what that means. I don't know if the neighbor dog or cat peed in them or something. I'm not sure. The carrots are nice and fluffy. Look at all those baby carrots. I bet if I pulled one out, there would be a carrot under there. And then I would just eat it. There's my basils. Basils. See, my basil looks like basil now. I could probably eat that. Or put it on a spaghetti or something. Basil! Look how big my garden is. I can't believe it. Look how everything is just growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. Especially the zucchini. Those are, like, they grow like crazy. I love zucchini. Look how big my garden is. Can you believe it? I've never grown anything ever. And now I have a luscious garden. Here's my bell peppers. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bells. They're still little though. There's a little bird bath that I put next to my garden for the GU5 family. GU5? I don't know. You should never put a G next to a V, because that's impossible to pronounce. GU5? I don't know. Watch, I think one of them is up there in the tree. I'll take a picture of them. Can you see it? Look, there's the mama and the 2 babies. They moved up into the tree. They don't live on the clothesline anymore. They live in the tree above my garden now. See, but they're right there. They're so nice. Mom's feeding the babies. They don't get scared. Here's my compost pile. I had to cover it with like a little freeze cloth to keep the cats from pooping in it, because they're using it like a giant cat box. That's another reason I hate cats, because they're bastards. Excuse my language. But I had to cover my compost pile up with a big cloth so the cats won't poop in it. Here's my Jerusalem artichokes. They're growing nicely. They're not growing as fast as I thought. Next year I'm going to have to start a garden, journal, so I can keep track of how long it takes them to grow and when I planted them and when it's time to harvest and all that. I should have done it this year, but I didn't think anything was going to grow. I'd like to know how old these are. Oh, I almost been inside without showing you my sweet potatoes. There's one of them. It's kind of wilty because it's hot. And I don't think it's used to living in the ground yet. I don't know. There's 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. You probably can't see it, but it doesn't matter. They look yucky anyway. Look at the turnips, how big they are. Look at, they're all fluffy and big and stuff. I can't believe I grew stuff. It's like amazing. Look at all the stuff I grew. It's like magic or something. You put the seeds in the ground and then you give them water and compost and sunshine and love and they grow. It's amazing. How the heck did that happen? It's like magic or something. So there's nothing really good to plant right now in Arizona. just peppers, eggplants, and peanuts, and sweet potatoes. And I already planted all that stuff except the peanuts because I don't have peanuts. So there's nothing to do. So I started a whole bunch of orange trees. Look at, whee! I have 20 orange trees, seedling pots, dilly bots. When all those sprout, I'm going to have 20 orange trees. It's because I ate some oranges and I spit out the seeds and I didn't want to throw them in the garbage. So I planted them. By the time they're big enough to transplant into the ground, I'll be able to do it in season. So I don't know what time of year I'm supposed to plant orange trees. But, you know, they're not going to get big for a while, so it doesn't really matter. Something to do. Here's my spinach. I brought it inside. I took it up out of the garden and brought it inside. And now it looks all pricky. It doesn't look like it's wilted and stuff anymore. I put it by the window on the bottom of Roger and Averill's birdcage, which you can't see right now because I took them outside yesterday and gave them a bath. So they're over there in the other room drying off. But anyway, I brought my spinach in and my tomatoes that never actually grew. And everything seems to like it in here. It's too dang hot up there for it, the spinach. And here's my apple tree. It's growing. One of the tips turned brown, so I brought that one inside too. I don't know if apple trees like hot weather or not.